It's not the beat, but the humidity that will mark Country Fest 97 for these fans. Surrounded by the metal and concrete of Texas Motor Speedway, it's like having a concert inside a Jiffy Pop bag. You're not very close to the action here.
No, we were up there just a few minutes ago, and it seems like it's about 40 degrees hotter up there where everybody's packed in, so we figured we'd come back here and get something to cool us off.
Organizers were ready with 14 rain rooms, water hoses, and tanker trucks. Still, scores fell victim to the heat. Announcers reminded people throughout the day to be careful not to let the sun crash country music's biggest party with its brightest stars.
Miss LeAnn Rimes. 14-year-old local phenomenon LeAnn Rimes rejuvenated fans, even those who could barely see her. LeAnn Rimes is a half-mile away from you right now.
I know, but there's a huge screen. You can see her.
That's about as good as you're going to see from around here. Unless you got here at 5 a.m. like some, they got front row seats.
They call Country Fest a mega event, and you can put the prefix mega in front of just about everything here. Crowds up to 300,000, speaker towers taller than many buildings, what promoters say is the largest single stage structure in history, and it's all surrounded by more than 500 porta potties. This concert is so big you can get right down in the middle of it or get away from it all. Speedway General Manager Eddie Gossage says it's exactly what he had in mind.
Yeah, this has been a piece of cake.
That is, if you don't mind a little melted icing and good music followed by a bad sunburn.
Country music fans kick up their heels as Garland's own LeAnn Rimes takes the stage. Everything was done big for what's billed as the largest single-day ticketed event in music history. Big stars on a huge stage the size of a football field. The speakers alone are taller than some buildings. And giant video screens provide a close-up of the singers for folks who could barely spot the stars with binoculars.
That's about as good as you're going to see from around here. Unless you got here at 5 a.m. like some, they got front row seats.
But music wasn't the only hot thing here.
How many layers of deodorant you wearing?
3. That's all I could get on. After that, it was just falling off, you know.
Thousands of fans distributed to fans didn't help much. Neither did 14 rain tents showering people with cool water. Scores still fell victim to the heat wave. Despite that, organizers say the Speedway's first musical mega event is a huge success.
No glitches, no problems. Traffic's nice and smooth. Everything seems to be going great, and that's what we wanted.
Technically speaking, the setup for the Speedway's first music festival tops all others anywhere.
It's the biggest stage that we've ever had. Last year's Country Fest, we had a 430-foot stage. We've just added 5 more feet. We've made it deeper. We've made it taller. Excuse me one second.
Set up again Sunday by hundreds of workers, and the huge job continues. Country Fest kicks off Saturday morning on this stage, featuring top country stars like Winona, the Charlie Daniels Band, and LeAnn Rimes.
We got a really good show. It's going to be a fantastic show. But the thing is that it's really neat how all of us work together, you know, from all over the country.
250,000 fans have bought the $16 tickets. They'll watch from the Speedway stands, separated from the stage by a fence. Mammoth speakers and 5 giant video screens will enhance the live performance.
It always helps to read the directions.
Just outside the Speedway track is another show. It began at 8 this morning as some fans prepared to make this a weekend of fun.
All kinds of food. We have wieners, we have lunch meat, we have Spam, and
You mean somebody really eats Spam?
we love it. We love it.
Oh, hot. It's hotter down here than it is in Kansas City.
Country Fest's best thing, I won tickets free on the radio. So, hey, that's why I'm here. Biggest bunch of rednecks in Texas.
How do you like it out here, the setup?
As long as the wind blows, and I would say get some Johnny houses out here, it'd be appreciated.
When you're traveling twice the speed of a Nolan Ryan fastball, you can't afford to get lost in the lights. Unlike in baseball, an error out here can hurt more than your fielding average. The lighting has to be perfect.
It's a terribly complicated thing, but it's a simple principle of just directing the light, much like a lighthouse to some degree.
Wes Harris says that about 5 years ago, he and other designers started looking for ways to illuminate Charlotte Motor Speedway. No one had ever tried to light a 1.5-mile loop where cars top 200 miles an hour.
But there's some crude, stupid ideas.
Oh yeah, we tried putting strip fluorescence on the upper part of the wheel fence. And it kind of looked neat because it made it look like for the fans they'd see a big neon tube going all the way around the track.
It didn't work, but this did. Powerful lights reflected by a series of mirrors contained in boxes. They're angled so the drivers never look into them. The real trick was lighting the track without blinding the spectators.
This is metal halide light. It's highly efficient. It is the most efficient, brightest number of lumens you can get per watt of power.
It takes 1,150 lamps to light up the speedway. Each of them is 1,500 watts, and yes, they do burn out, and to change them all cost about $35,000. So tell me about your light bill.
It's $300 an hour.
But it's worth it. Speedway officials say that at Charlotte, lights boosted attendance at some races by 40%. Ticket sales are expected to easily top 100,000 at Texas Motor Speedway for the first modern-day Indy car race under the lights. Jim Douglas, Channel 8 News, Fort Worth.